What's going on, my trainer club? Today we are going to check out the Gen 5 Legendaries coming to Pokemon Go. I am super hyped on this. We are going to compare them to what they have currently out in Pokemon Go, and then we're going to see which ones to expect and which ones are the ones to look out for. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how hyped are you for these Gen 5 Legendaries? Honestly, I have been waiting for one of these guys for so incredibly long. If you don't know anything about them, we are going to get into them in a little bit, obviously. But if you do, let me know in the comments below which of them are you most anticipating and which is going to be your favorite. And there is a typing combination in Gen 5 that I've been really anticipating. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to, number one, look out for all of the current stats that are in the game, right? So these stats could change. I need to point this out to you guys. A lot of these guys may have some CPs that you're like, holy smokes, like this is like 4,500 max CP. Like this dude is gonna be a beast, right? We saw it with the Giratina. When the altered form first came out, it was like projected to be an absolute monster, and then it got nerfed down, way down. So when we go over these stats, just know that a lot of them could change, especially those max CPs. Like it definitely can go down quite significantly. We're gonna check it out. A lot of them are gonna look like beasts. There's some awesome combinations, and now we're gonna compare them to the other generation legendaries that are similar typings to see which ones right now are going to weigh out on top and which ones are the ones to look out for. So let's get into it right now. So starting off, we have the 3 dog type attackers, which is going to be number 1, the Cobalion. Cobalion is going to be fighting steel with an attack of 192, a defense of 229, and a stamina of 209. And the projected Cobalion max CP is going to be 3,022. Next, we're going to check out the Terrakion. And the Terrakion, if you guys checked out my video yesterday, was one of the ones that I anticipated with a high attack. He looks pretty good. An attack of 260, a defense of 192, and a stamina of 209, which is pretty well rounded, at a max CP of 3,698. So remember, guys, these CPs can definitely change, but that is definitely something to look at. And then the third of the 3 is going to be Virizion, right? So Virizion is going to be fighting grass, which is a combination that we have not seen yet. I'm anticipating that his stats may drop just a smidge, but he is going to be a max CP of 3,022, an attack of 192, rank 142, a little bit higher on the defense, 229, rank 24, and then a stamina of 209. Those guys are going to be kind of like the birds of the Gen 1, right? The dogs of the Gen 2, but they have some pretty unique combinations, right? They're all fighting with the combinations of the rock, the grass, as well as the steel, which is a pretty unique combination. I'm excited to see if these guys' stats maintain where they're at, especially that Terrakion. He looks pretty good. He is going to be very effective if he maintains those stats. I can't wait to see. So moving onward, we have some pretty cool, unique new legendaries coming. These next ones are going to be a trio. We're not going to cover every form because they each have 2 different forms. We're going to take out the attack heavy forms, and we're going to take those guys and check them out. So these guys are all going to be flying types with different variations, or maybe just a flying type. So let's check these guys out right now. So the first one we're going to check out is going to be the Tornadus in the incarnate form. He is going to be flying type with a max CP projected at 3345, an attack at 266, defense 164, and a stamina of 188. Following, we have the Thundurus. The Thundurus is going to be the Therian form, which is going to be electric and flying, a combination that's pretty unique, kind of like the Zapdos, with a projected max CP of 3659, an attack of 295, ranked 4, which is really high. We have a defense of 161 and a stamina of 188. And then finally, we have the Landorus with the Therian form as well. Landorus is going to be flying and ground combination, so that's the second ground legendary that we have seen, with a projected max CP which is extremely high of 3922, with an attack of 289, a defense of 179, and a stamina of 205. For the Landorus and the Thundurus, right, these guys have quite the attack stats, right? They look like they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. They look like they could really contest with some of the top ground and electric attackers that we have out right now, and they're also flying types, which could bring in some weaknesses, but it can also expand their palette as far as they're getting a second attack, and they can be effective in 2 different typings, right? So that is pretty unique and pretty cool. So on to the last one. These guys are going to be my favorites. These guys are going to be the dragons of the Generation 5, which I told you before, one of them is going to be ice. After we get into this, we are then going to compare the current generation legendaries with the Gen 5 legendaries, the notable ones that I think could potentially have a spot in the top. So getting into it right now. The number one is going to be a unique dragon combination of the Reshiram. Reshiram is going to be dragon fire combination, something that we have not seen before, with an attack of 275 ranked 11, a defense of 211 ranked 42, and a stamina of 205 ranked 100. The next is going to be Zekrom. Zekrom is going to be dragon electric. Wow, what a unique combination. He looks really cool. He is going to have an attack of 275 ranked 11, a defense of 211 ranked 42, and a stamina of 205 ranked 100. The next is going to be Kyurem. We're going to start with the black version. This is going to be a dragon ice combination, an attack of 310. So if that does hold up, that is going to be the highest attack stat in the game, with a max CP of 4596. If this guy doesn't get nerfed, I would be very, very surprised. A defense of 183 and a stamina of 244 ranked 21, which is pretty crazy. And then we have the white Kyurem version, right? This guy is going to be Dragon Ice as well, with another attack stat of 310, a defense of 183, and a stamina of 244, ranked 21. So if those black and white Kyurems truly stand with their attack stat at 310, they are going to be mighty powerful legendaries. They are going to be making my top 10 lucky legendaries to trade, to be able to get them, to be able to have them, to power them up for half the amount of Stardust, right? So now let's compare these legendaries with some of the previous legendaries to see where they sit currently before they get introduced, right? We always have the chance that they could get nerfed and they could change around, but let's check this out right now to see where we're sitting at. So starting off at the top, we're going to compare the Machamp to one of the fighting Pokemon, which is going to be Terrakion. So Terrakion has an attack of 260, a defense of 192, and a stamina of 209. The 260 in comparison to the best fighting that we have right now at a 234 attack to 260. So if this truly holds up, he's going to be quite the beast, with a defense at 159 in comparison to the Terrakion at 192, and a stamina of 209 in comparison to the Machamp at the 207. So look at that, guys. That guy is going to be an absolute beast. If he maintains these stats, he's going to be above the Machamp in every single category, higher attack. Obviously, it's very dependent on the moveset to make sure that he can get the most DPS times TDO overall, and hopefully he gets a double 2-bar move as well. But that's where we're sitting right now as far as the fighting attackers go. I just wanted to point that guy out. And he has a rock combination as well. He is not going to be quite as high as the Rampardos as far as the attack stat, but he's going to have better defense. He could definitely sit above that Rampardos as far as the DPS times TDO overall, although the Rampardos is definitely going to have a higher DPS than he will if those attack stats remain the same. So getting onward, we're now going to check out another comparison that I think is going to be quite the matchup that could overtake one of the current legendaries. Next, we're going to check out the Reshiram in combination with the fire, right? Because he's fire dragon, and there's going to be better dragons. We know that the Rayquaza has a higher attack stat than this guy. So the attack of 275 in comparison to the best fire attacker right now is Moltres at a 251, right? The Moltres is going to have a defense of 281. The Reshiram is going to have a defense of 211 with a stamina of 205 in comparison to the Moltres at a 207. So although the Moltres has a slight higher amount of stamina, only by 2 points, it's not going to have a higher defense. So overall, if this maintains, it is going to be a better Pokemon with the fire. If it gets a moveset that is in conjunction with the top attackers, which would be the Fire Spin and the Overheat, it will definitely overtake. And then it also has a dragon component, which is super cool as well. That's awesome, guys. Next, we're going to check out one of the ones that I've been hyped about, right? So if his attack stat truly stays at 310, it's going to be absolutely insane, right? Because he's going to compete potentially against the top dragon if he gets a good moveset, and the top ice attacker, right? So he could be a humongous asset to our team, and we can use him with a double attack special, right? The double unlock. Or we can have one for one thing and one for other thing depending on what the moveset he gets. But typically these hugely powerful attackers, especially the legendaries, they don't typically match up the absolute best with the absolute best moveset because they would just be way too dominant, right? So let's check this out right now. So first, we're going to compare the Kyurem to the Rayquaza with an attack stat of 310, a defense of 183, and a stamina of 244 with a total max CP of 4596. I would be very surprised, as I said before, if it is going to then get maxed out by the stats. I think it's gonna get nerfed, honestly. 4596 is extremely high. I believe that's higher than the slacking right now. But in comparison, we have the attack of the Rayquaza at 284, the defense of 170, and the stamina of 213, right? So it is going to be higher in the attack by quite significant, right? It's higher than Mewtwo in attack right now. Its defense is going to be 183 compared to the Rayquaza, which is going to be at 170, which is higher, right? So it's sitting higher there as well. And then the stamina is also going to be higher at 244 in comparison to the 213. So he's going to overtake potentially the top dragon attacker in the game, which is mind-blowing, right? If this is true, if this stays true, he's going to be an absolute monster, right? That's going to be awesome. But now let's check him out against the Mamoswine, right? Because he's ice as well. So we're going to check him out against the dragon, which we just did. Now we're going to check him out as the white. And you can also get the black or the white form. But as of right now, it looks like they're both maintaining the same stats. We'll see if that holds true when it comes out in Pokemon Go. So we'll check out the black one right now. We are doing the attack stat of 310, 183, and 244, just as we mentioned. In comparison, the Mamoswine is going to be a 247, a defense of 146, and a stamina of 242. So the attack stat is obviously going to be quite significantly higher. The defense at 183 is going to be higher than the Mamoswine. However, the one thing that I thought the Mamoswine was going to beat it, the 242 stamina, is being beaten out by the 244 Black Kyurem, which is absolutely crazy. If this holds up, guys, it's just absolutely insane. I just can't foresee this holding up, right? I just cannot. Maybe I could see it around 4,000, but 4,500 quite significantly up there with the highest attack stat in the game, being a Dragon Ice combination, just delivering immense amounts of DPS. It, with the right moveset, would be the highest overall DPS times TDO, so I'm open for it, right? I would love to see that. I just don't know if they're gonna maintain that in this game. That's typically not how it works. So we're gonna do a couple more comparisons, and then we're gonna finish this by wrapping it all up, because I think we're all statted out. We have a ton of stats. We're ready to go. We're hyped on these new legendaries because it is time to get some shakeups out there. We're gonna check out Thundurus versus Raikou. Thundurus with a max CP of 3659, an attack stat of 295, defense of 161, and a stamina of 188. In comparison to the Raikou with a max CP of 3452, an attack of 241, defense of 195, and a stamina of 207. The Thundurus attack is definitely higher. However, the Raikou's defense and stamina is definitely higher, which is going to be one of the first ones that we've seen. So the potential for it to overtake is quite not as likely, because the attack stat, although it does weigh there, the DPS times DDO takes into account over the lifespan of the Pokemon and the deaths. You're not doing damage while you die and switch Pokemon. So right now I think that the Raikou could potentially be safe as far as the #1 electric attacker. But then we want to check out the Landorus. The Landorus is going to be flying ground combination with a max projected CP of 3922, an attack of 289, a defense of 179, and a stamina of 205. And obviously, we are going to compare that with the Groudon with a max CP of 4115, attack of 270, defense of 228, and a stamina of 205. So the Groudon is quite a beast. Landorus is going to be higher attack stat at 289. The defense is going to be a 179 in comparison to the Groudon, which is going to be at 228. So the Groudon is going to beat him out in defense, and he's going to tie with him in the stamina. So that just comes down to, is the attack going to match up with a moveset that's going to outweigh the Groudon? Are they going to be pretty comparable? He's a little bit weaker on the defensive end, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be worse, right? I'm excited to see what this happens. I'm excited to see if it maintains. I hope for the ground, right? We really need a good ground attacker with a solid charge move combination. That's going to be the ultimate ground attacker that we can fully utilize in Pokemon Go. One more combination for the flying type, and then we are going to wrap this up. Although all these other guys are flying types as well, and if matched with the right moveset, Sky Attack, they could be absolute beasts. But what we're going to look at is Tornadus. Tornadus is going to have an attack stat of 266, a defense of 164, and a stamina of 188 with a projected max CP of 3345. And we're going to compare this to the Moltres that does have the Sky Attack at the 251 attack. So as of right now, the Tornadus is going to be above the Moltres with the defense of 164, the defense of the Moltres, which is 181, with a stamina of 207 in comparison with the 188. So although it does have a higher attack stat, it doesn't quite meet up with the defense and the stamina as the Moltres. One of my favorites for the grand finale, besides the Dragon Ice, is going to be the Dragon Electric. So we're going to check this out, and we will finish it up after this. So let's get right into it. We have the Zekrom with the Dragon Electric. So he has an attack of 275, a defense at 211, and a stamina at 205. which is pretty unique. In comparison to the Raikou with an attack of 241, a defense of 195, and a stamina of 207. So the Zekrom is going to be a higher attack stat at 275, a higher defense at 211, and a slightly lower stamina at 205. But the projected max CP is going to be quite significantly higher. So if Zekrom were to get a combination similar to the Thundershock Wild Charge, he is going to be an absolute monster. He could definitely take over the Raikou as the best electric attacker in the game, but man, oh man, are there some sick dragons out there. This is going to be probably one of my favorite generations because these guys really bring the heat in the powerful attacking category, guys. So let me know in the comments below, what now do you think about which one are you most excited for? I love all of them. I am super excited. I can't wait to get some shakeups, some new legendaries to lucky trade for. That's why those lucky trades are the hottest commodity in the game. Keep stocking up and be ready. It could be months before we see some of these guys, but it's good to know what's coming. So thank you guys for my commenters, likers, subscribers, my sharers. Really helps out. 100K goal by the end of the year. I appreciate all my Patreon members that take their subscription to next level. I will see you guys out on that next video. Peace.
I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on that next video.